everybody. Welcome back and happy holidays. I love Carol of the Bells. It just, to me, is the perfect Christmas song. It has the right tone. It's somber for that time of year where it's so dark. It's a great song. So I wanted to figure out a way, could we put it in? And the classic FM sound patch music box, to me, is the perfect sound patch. I've adjusted the carrier up a bit, the decay up a tad, not very much, as well as not very much here on the modulator, but just enough to give it a little extra ring to sound more like a bell and less like a music box. And then I set about programming in the tune. So the tune is in 3/4 time, and the one I got is in the key of E minor. So I got this freely off the internet. I don't have a link. I couldn't find it again after I got it, but you'll probably be able to find this. But here it is real quick if you want to have a go on your own. I changed it a little bit from the original to have maybe a fuller sound using this particular patch. So what I needed to use was 10 tracks. What I did is I got right into it in track 7 and 8. Now, wait a minute. That's 4 measures. So how do I put 4 measures on track 7 and 8? Well, what we're going to do is use the half tempo. Let's load up track 7, and I'm going to clear it. And we're going to look at the active steps. So we have all 16 active steps. In a normal measure, this is 16th notes. We've got 16 of them active. So we're going to make this just 3 quarter notes, right? 3 sets of 16 notes. But if we move to half tempo, what happens is these become 8th notes divisions. And so this becomes a beat, a beat, a beat. Oop, new measure, a beat, a beat, a beat. This works for this song because there's no dotted 8th notes. There's no 16th note start points. So we can keep it at halftime and get the song in correctly. Turn down the tempo. I like to turn it down to about 100. Grab your memory slot. So the first slot is going to be 7. And what I'm going to do is clear that. And then we're going to look at the active steps. So the active steps are, all of them are active. We're going to turn off the last bar. So I'm going to have a go at recording this in. So that was too fast. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to clear this, but when I clear it, it's going to clear the active step setting. So if I go into active step, I see they're all on. I'm going to turn those off again. And this time, I'm going to write the empty track into track 7. So that way, if I make a mistake, I can restore track 7 and not have to reset the active steps. All right, let's try that again. Two bars of this, it's great. We need those 2 bars in 7, 8, 9, and 10 of the song. So we're just going to write those in. 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm also going to write it in on 6. I keep 6 as kind of like a backup in case I screw something up and I want to go back and maybe change it again. So we're going to load up 7. We're going to play it. Instead of starting with the prelude to the song or the intro to the song, which is 4 bars of just this, we're going to get right into the song. So the first beat's already done. So we've got the first measure done. We're going to write that to 7, and we're going to load up 8. And now we want to go, right? So we're going to do that. But I'm going to save this one. We're good. On 8. Now we're going to go down like this. Okay? Actually, I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to record like that. So by holding in that E, it overwrote the E that I had stabbed before. So I had to add that E back in. So I'm going to write that to track 9. Now I'm going to memory up track 10, blank. And now here we're going to go. All right. So I'm going to start recording. And even though I was a little sloppy there, quantization took care of it for me. So we're going to write that into track 10. Let's just clear this 11. I'm going to write this on 11 and write this on 12 and 13, 14 and 15 and 16. So they're all blank, but they're all set up with active steps. So I'm going to memory back 11, which should be blank. Okay, so now we're going to go. And we need to do that for 2 measures, 11 and 12. So let's record that in. All right. Sounds good. So let's move back to 11. Let's just play it and play along. So we're going to record here. And we're going to write that on 11. And we're going to memory 12. And that should be blank. Yes. So we're going to go, we did do, do. Now we're going to go. We're going to write that on 12. Now we're going to add a bass to this as well. So let's go back to the 11. This is where the octave buttons come in useful. We're going to octave down to here. We're going to add. Okay. Let's make sure we're on 11. And we're going to write that on 11. And we're going to memory back 12. And we're going to go. Oh, I screwed up. So I forgot to do the octave switch. Every time you load up memory, it resets your octave. Let's memory back 12. And then we're going to go down an octave. And we're going to write that to 12. So now 13 and 14, this is where it starts to get fun. So we're going to load up 3. So that's the first measure. And that's the second set, of 13 and 14. So here we go. So that sounds good. Memory up 14. There we go. Okay, so let's record the treble downs here. for this part. We're going to go to 13. So let's octave down. And let's write that one. Actually, let's keep going and try to get the bass right. Okay, here we go. And let's write that in slot 13. Let's get back 14. Okay, so we need to go down an octave. So now we go. And now let's go down an octave again and add the last two. So let's write that into step 14. Now I think we have those. Let's check them out real quick. All right, we're almost done. Let's do the last two, which are the fun ones. So let's load up 15, which is empty. Now this is the run we're going to do. I'm going to go for it. All right, that's a good one. So we're going to save this to 15 and 16. And now all we need to do is add the bass runs up. These are 6 intervals, starting with a root on C and A, and we're moving up. So we're going to go down 2 octaves, and we're going to start with C and A, and we're going to move up. And we're going to write that to 15. That's memory 16. Octave 2. We're going to do E and C, and then F sharp and D. And that's it. Now let's listen to the whole thing. And let's turn up the tempo. Happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas. And have an excellent